Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott wave update for XRP. Now in this video I will be going over several different counts on the micro time frame, but a quick recap on the daily where I think we are. I have this as a multi-year contracting triangle. This is an idealized version, and how this pattern fills out is we get a series of lower highs and higher lows with contracting trend lines in a series of three-wave patterns. And when we reach our termination point of the E wave, we get trend continuation, which in terms of XRP is to the upside. So if this is labeled correctly, I am expecting all-time highs. Now in this scenario, you can see our pattern, the ideal version versus real time. We have our A, B, C, D, E. We did get our thrust after that, but we seem to be selling off. I'm going to show you how we can recover. But it's important to note that our triangle, even if we make another low, like such, and then we start to rebound, is not technically invalidated till we come below the C wave low, which is at 28.72 cents. But for this video purposes, I have the E wave in, and we're looking to recover from here. Just if this happens to fail, it doesn't mean the triangle is invalid. It's invalid at 28.72 cents. Okay, so we're going to go to the smaller time frames. Talk about our move from the low. This is our E wave low. We had our wave 1, 2. We take the extension of wave 1 off of wave 2. We usually look for the 1.618 extension of that. In this case, we actually got extended, and our extended wave is the 2.618 extension. We're way up here. So we got an extended third wave, which isn't surprising, as we were at the potential end of an E wave, so you expect a lot of thrust. After that, we had our triangle, a smaller version of what I showed you on the daily, and our fifth wave to complete a 5-wave impulse. Now, this sell-off was pretty aggressive. I don't know where my fib retracement tool went there. I believe we just came through the 786 retracement, which is our lowest. Oh, we haven't reached it. I think I'm in linear scale right now. No, we're on log. Okay. So we haven't quite reached the 786 on log scale. Which is kind of the last ditch effort area where you want to see a pivot. The most likely area is between the 382 and the 618. That's your ideal pivot zone for a larger wave 2. 786 is kind of your last chance. So we have this as a larger wave 1, wave 2 complete. Now it's important to note that we have not reached our 30%. So that also lowers the probability a little bit that a low is in. But you can see nothing is ideal in this area, which does not surprise me after the capitulation we had there on Bitcoin. I am surprised that this actually held our E wave high, however. So that's a good sign. So from our correction, we have a ABC, simple zigzag. So the way I'm looking at this is either the correction is finished and we're going to continue to the upside for a third wave, or did I lose that? I lost it. Sorry, I'm going to have to redraw this real quick. So either our correction is complete and we're looking for a 3, 4, 5 for our next 1, 2, and we really start going here, or this is an A wave in a flat. because as you remember, I like to look between the 618 and the 100% to complete our correction. Doesn't mean this can't be complete. It means it's just low probability. So what we do is we take our A wave, in this case it's a 3-wave move, looking for a B and a C up to higher levels. So we have a 3-wave. This can get quite complex. We can get A, B, C, 5 waves in here as well as a zigzag, and then we make a partner leg here, and this becomes a flat pattern, and then we continue. Now if we get this move, it's quite a bullish move. It's very bullish to get a running flat in a bull market for a wave 2. But again, we can also be complete here. It's important to note that the next move does appear like it's going to be going to the upside, especially with the sideways channeling you see today. It's holding up much better than other things. So this is my primary view right now, is that we are going to do a B and a C. But I am looking for a trade long either way. And as the waves fill out, I can get more confident in what the pattern is actually forming. There's too many possibilities in this area to get confident in anything other than saying the trend is most likely up. Okay, let's go down to the 15-minute. So there's a couple of different ways I see this one. We're trying to get up to this zone for our B wave. Just kind of reverse engineering this wave. So I see this potentially as a 1-2, 1-2 with a very long wave 2 of one lesser degree, which isn't ideal, but it does happen. So I'm marking it out that way. So we could have a 1-2, 1-2. Important to note, when I put on my extensions of the first wave 1 off of wave 2, I look for the 618 for another 1-2 of one lesser degree, which we did hit. In which case we'd be looking for our third wave in blue to come up to, up here, our fifth wave in blue to come up to the 1.618. It's a little off there. Get up there. Our third in green to come between the 1.236 and 382. Our fourth and our fifth to come to the 1.618. And we'd be looking for our fourth around the 100%. And our fifth wave up between the 200 and 2.236. So this is how the most bullish scenario would play out, most likely, unless we get an extension. This is an idealized wave. Standard fib poles, 1.618, 200, 2.236, right? So we'll see if this one pans out. And in this situation, in the flat situation, this would make an A wave. Be looking for a 3-wave correction, another 5-wave move up, then that C wave to the downside. So now that we have that one being aware of, what area do we need to hold? I took our fib pole from our second one too. You can see our idealized zone, the 382 to the 618. Lowest we want is the 786. And right now have this as a WXY, 333. Because right now it looks like an ABC. If we do make one more low, come to the 618, that becomes a 335 ABC. That's why I have that in green. And then we can attempt to the upside. But you can see how close your stop is in that scenario, right? Personally, I would suggest waiting for the break of this B wave. Then you can put your stop here, just like Bitcoin. Because if this is something more corrective and we do keep going to the downside, at least you're protected from that. The market has to come to you before you get in. So that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is a diagonal. In this scenario, we have our wave 1 as an ABC. Remember, it came to the 618 extension, which is our minimum requirement there. In this scenario, we're either complete in a wave 2, or we're going to come down and this becomes something more complex. It's like an ABC, X, ABC. We get something a little more complex. And then we're looking for our third wave to the upside, fourth, and fifth. So in this situation, we can come deeper and we're not invalidated till we come below this low here, labeled as a C. So this one looks a little bit better to the eye, having the right look. As you can see, it's divvied up a little bit better, the divisions in time and the corrections. But looking at both scenarios, 1, 2, 1, 2, or working on wave 2 of a diagonal, let me put both those on there. You can see that B wave in both scenarios is the area that needs to be broken to the upside. That's why I'm suggesting in this area, not financial advice, this is just what I prefer to do, is to not buy at this level, wait for the break of this B wave, because my stop can go at the previous pivot. Like this. So if the market comes to me, I get triggered in, and I'm looking for that fifth wave target up here for a nice little 4-to-1 risk reward. But if we come lower past the 786 of the past this 786, right, then I can be aware that, okay, we're making a diagonal, and I can adjust. I'll explain how to do that in a later video, but you can play this level too. But either way, wait for the market to come to you. It's a very sketchy spot, as you can see. There's no ideal count. Nothing looks absolutely perfect. The one thing I do like about XRP here is the fact that we're channeling sideways. That's pretty nice. But that doesn't mean that this can't be a W wave, X, and we just come down like this. You can very easily do that. So just be careful, guys. I'm waiting for the B wave break. That's where I have my trigger order. My stop will go at this low. If we make the diagonal, I have a different way to enter that. It would be most likely if we come down and this makes an X wave. So this is our WX, looking for a zigzag down here. I would wait for the break of the X wave after this is put out and my stop down here. So I basically just move it to the most significant pivot break. We do something like this. But we'll have to see if the risk reward is actually worth it. I like to get at least 3-to-1 on my risk rewards to take a trade. All right, so those are the bullish scenarios. Sorry, this video is quite long. Both scenarios, the market has to become bullish for me to get involved. So if we do make something more corrective and just come down after, most likely to avoid it. All right, guys, that's it for XRP. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.